everybody, and today I'm going to be taking you through two comfort builds for bow. Things are hitting harder. Maybe you want a little bit more defense, you want ability to survive one-hit kills, so I'm making this video for you guys. But let's go ahead, stop yapping, and jump into the first build. The first build is what I have referred to as my tank bow build, because you can take quite a beating and you get your health back without having to actually use an item to heal yourself. So this is using 4 pieces of the Zoshia armor and then the Guardian Arkfeld Van Braces and running the Exploiter Charm. Skill-wise, this is going to give you Weakness Exploit level 5, Agitator level 5, Constitution level 3, Divine Blessing level 3, Recovery Speed level 3, Adrenaline Rush level 1, Burst, Counter-Strike, Coalescence, and Elemental Absorption are all level 1. So if you don't know what the 4-piece Zoshia armor does, let's just go through that really quickly. So level 1 allows the health gauge to continue to slowly recover up to the max value, even if there is no red portion. And then Super Recovery 2 makes you do that better. So TLDR, once you get hit, you're going to have a health bar where part of it is red. After you've healed that red part of your health, the Zoshia armor kicks in and starts slowly recovering the rest of your health back up to maximum. Now, the reason that I use recovery speed with this build is because recovery speed helps you to recover that red portion of your health a lot faster. And the Zoshia armor doesn't start doing anything until you recover that red piece of your armor. So recovery speed doesn't actually affect the Zoshia armor directly, but it does enable the Zoshia armor to start healing you a lot faster. So I ultimately ended up landing on recovery speed because I found that just overall, I was recovering health faster because I was getting rid of the red faster. So personally, I do like recovery speed, but let me take you through the decorations because some of this is going to be subject to change. You can mix and match some stuff around. So I have slotted 3 protection jewels to give us Divine Blessing level 3. You don't necessarily need level 3, but I just find that with level 3, man, you are sitting at a comfy 50% damage reduction. So I can get slapped around like crazy using this build and I'm chilling. I am totally fine. If you wanted to slot in something else, you could take out Protection Jewel for maybe Evade Window or Evade Extender. Both of those are pretty comfy things for bow. You could also throw in a Stamina Surge if that is something that you really like. I would recommend having at least 1 point of Divine Blessing though, because you are going to notice a difference. Now, because we are running level 3 Constitution, you are going to be wanting to eat for Black Belt low. So let me show you what I mean by that specifically. You're going to be looking at Drool Shrooms and Delish Shrooms when you play bow most of the time. Sometimes you won't need them and you can do something else, but sometimes you really do need them. So with this build, you have Constitution level 3. If you eat a Drool Shroom as part of your meal, you are going to be essentially at Constitution level 5. So make sure you eat for that, or you can pick up like the Wigglies around the map, or you can pop a Dash Juice and that will feel pretty good. But Drool Shroom will get you to that Constitution level 5 feeling. And you can of course use any bow with the setup. I'll go through bows at the end of the video of just bows that I recommend that you use based on the element and the monster and stuff like that. But this is going to be your, if you're getting hit a ton and you don't want to be constantly chugging potions, this one is going to be really, really, really good for that. Next, we're going to be taking a look at a build that I find to be very comfy. This is the build that I was using against Laggy Acris when I was like, I'm for sure going to get carded at least one time. That is using the Ray Gamma helmet. So these are your Y armor sets from AT Raydao. AT Raydao will be available permanently very soon. Monster Hunter did make that update where they are now not going to have just these events where these AT monsters are available sometimes. They are going to make them available forever in just a couple of weeks. Both of AT Uthuna and AT Raydao will be here forever. So if you don't have it yet, don't worry, you will be able to get it. But this is using Gamma Helmet, we're using the Gormagala chest piece, the Raydao Y Sand Braces, the Gormagala Waist, and the Raydao Greaves. This is going to give you Weakness Exploit level 5, Adrenaline Rush level 3, Stun Resistance level 3, Stamina Surge level 3, Antivirus level 3, Constitution level 2, Evade Window level 2, Evade Extender level 2, Agitator level 1, Burst level 1, and Maximum Might. Now, where your comfort comes from with this build is a couple of things. One of those is that you have 3 pieces of the AT Radau armor, which gives you Guts Tenacity. Now, in terms of the boost attack and lowers defense, it's going to be boosting your attack by 5%, and that is your raw attack, not elemental or anything like that. That's your raw attack, and it's going to be lowering your defense by 5%. However, the reason why it's comfy is that it lets you survive 1 lethal hit. So if you take a hit that would result in you carting and going back to base, you instead will be left at essentially no health, but then you can heal up and then you can continue fighting. So this was so nice for me, especially underwater against Lagiacrus, because I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't very good at it. It took me a little while. But after you use the Guts, so you take a lethal hit, you don't die because Guts was used, you then get extra defense and resistances. So Guts is just an absolutely bonkers skill. You are getting good things no matter what. You're getting more attack if you never use it. It's letting you survive so you don't get carded. And then once you use it, you get more defense. It's just all really, really, really good. And I find that this is the thing that I go towards if I'm struggling with a monster. Other places where comfort is in this build, you do have stun resistance. Stun, I don't find to be hugely dangerous in Monster Hunter Wilds, but it is a nice thing to have. But the thing that I find super comforting is instead the evade a window and evade extender. So you are going to evade further, and you're also going to have a larger window to hit your dodges. So overall, I find this to be super comfy. I also just totally forgot to mention that we're using the counterattack charm. Counterattack charm is really, really, really good. So we're slotting in one of those as well. Now, the downside of this build is that it has Constitution level 2. And if you do not offset that via your meals and dash juice or something, you are gonna not feel good about your stamina management. So you can either do one of 2 things to offset this Constitution level 2 and have it not be a problem for you. One of those is you can eat a delish room and get black belt high. This will fix you. You're good to go. The problem with this is that delish rooms are a little bit harder to get, but there are events that you can farm them. And if you're keeping an eye out on rare materials spawning in your world, make sure you go and pick them up, and then you can trade them with the woodwoods to get delish rooms. So it's not too difficult to keep a really good amount of them, but I can understand if you don't have any. So if you don't have any delish rooms, you can eat drool shroom for black belt low, and then you can drink a dash juice. You can pick up a wiggly in the world, and that is going to have you feeling like you're on Constitution 5, even though you are on Constitution 2. But even with that downside, I find this build to just be so nice. So, so, so nice. If I am ever struggling with a monster, I am throwing this one on every single time. Now, just like the previous build, you can use any bow with this build. So let me take you through the updated best bows for each element and non-element. So let's first go through what you're going to use Ardian for, because you know you don't like Ardian, you're bored of them, you don't want to use them, but at least you can cover them up now so they don't look like this. When you are using fire or water, you want to go for an Artian bow. Now, the Artian bow setup that you're going to want to be looking for is you're going to want to have as much attack as possible. So this is my best one. It's 4 attacks in 1 element. I'm not mad at that, but this is what you're going to be wanting to look for on both your fire bow and your water bow. Fire and water, Artian. For your thunder bow, Lagiacrus is indeed the best bow in the game that you can use, which we're very happy about. New things come and we get to use them because we want to, and they're also the best. It's got Tetra Shot, it's banging, we love it. Your best ice bow is the Blangonga bow. It's got Tetra Shot. Again, I literally just said Tetra Shot is really good. Blangonga is your go-to for ice. And then for dragon, you're gonna want to use the G Renowned Tristram, a bow that I've talked about a lot. This is your go-to dragon. And then for raw, we also have a new bow that we can use. The best bow for you to use for raw damage is Seregios's bow. Now, just to give you guys a heads up, if you're like, how the hell am I supposed to know if any of these new bows are good? The biggest thing that you're looking at is what coating can it use. All of these bows that I have mentioned use close range coating. Close range coating is your highest damage coating, which is why it is the best one. But as I keep saying on stream constantly, Just because something is the best doesn't necessarily mean that it's the best for you. So if you prefer power coatings because you don't like to be that close to the monster because that's not a thing that you feel comfortable doing, then you should go with that bow. Same with the builds. You can follow a speedrunner's build, but if you are getting hit constantly and you're having to heal all the time and take breaks because you're carding, it's not going to be the best build for you. You're not going to get the best times when you're running that. So keep in mind all of these things. Change builds to fit what you really need. But I hope that these are really good starting points for you. This build actually has not a lot of wiggle room. It's pretty set, but I do think it's really freaking comfy. So I hope you guys like these builds and can find good use for them. Monsters are getting harder, they're hitting harder, and having some comfort is very nice. I do have a build coming out specifically to fight Uthduna, AT Uthduna, but it would be weird for me to put it up before I fight AT Uthduna, so I'm going to fight the monster first, and then I'll put up the video letting you guys know what that build is ASAP, so you can start farming for AT Uthduna stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please do leave a like on the video, leave a comment, subscribe. The YouTube algorithm, oh, it's fudged. It's just fudged, so I'm gonna have to constantly keep reminding you. Please leave a like, please leave a comment, and I will see you guys later. Bye.